having a bit of a tough day today, so I thought that I'd share that. Even though I'm the person who initiated the divorce, I'm feeling some jealousy because my ex is really out there working it. Not necessarily that he's looking for a girlfriend, but he's definitely working on building his social network. And that includes women. And even though I don't want to be with him anymore in that way, it still triggers jealousy and pain. I know he's suffering and, he's dealing with the rejection that he feels because I'm the one who is leaving.
Stop the cap. Stop the cap right now. Stop the cap.
What is wrong with you? You will sit up there and drive a good man away, then beg him to come back. What the
I totally understand this comment because we can feel completely comfortable in a very complacent, roommate-like, non-conflictual, non-abusive marriage or relationship. There's nothing wrong. There's no problems. You might barely fight. And so you figure, well, I don't know why I would leave this because, this person is a good person and there's nothing really wrong between us. I think that in itself is almost a little bit wrong. Not to say that you need to have conflict in a relationship, but you need to challenge each other. There needs to be that energy, that spice, that spark that allows you to move through life together. And not necessarily always at the same pace, but supporting each other and building each other up and building this life together based on your shared values, your shared dreams, your shared vision. And when you share that with someone, you really can ignite some passion and some spark between you. And yeah, there's always the fear of what if I make the wrong choice? But what if you make the right choice? And what if happiness for you is right there on the other side of that choice? But that choice doesn't have to be leaving your relationship. It could mean redefining that. It could be sparking something deeper. If you feel stuck and you don't think you have a reason to and everything is fine, maybe it's time to take a look deeper and be like, what is it that I want in this relationship? What is it that I want to establish with my partner that we're missing? What's missing here? Ask them, what's missing for them? Is anything missing for them? How do you want this relationship to be? It's your relationship. You two can create anything you want out of it. The point is you want to be able to create the same thing and keep that moving forward. So take this as an opportunity to maybe look at yourself and what you really want out of your life, what your needs are, what your wants are, what your values are, what your dreams are, and share that with your partner. Even sharing those deep dreams and desires with each other is a great form of intimacy and can really reconnect you. So it's great to have those open and honest conversations and to see, can we redefine this relationship? And if you can't, it's also totally okay to outgrow someone. And relationships change and evolve, and sometimes our needs are no longer being met. And just because you're not being abused or there's no high conflict doesn't mean that it's no longer fulfilling you. We need to make choices that are fulfilling ourselves and our future. So have those conversations. Those are tough ones, but I guarantee you it will really help make a change.
All right, so much to cover in tonight's coaching lesson, so let's just crack right into this, guys. So the first clip that we featured tonight was actually a 50-plus-year-old woman who divorced her husband after 2 decades. I think it was approximately like 23 years plus, and divorced this guy after so many years with him, right? After marrying this guy back in the mid-90s, she divorces him only to get jealous of the fact he's trying to move on. It's like, why on earth did you divorce this guy if you're just going to get jealous of the fact that he's moving on? If you're divorcing him, what did you expect him to do? Just sit there and wait for you? And sadly, guys, many of these women do expect that, right? Many of these women do expect you to sit there, cry your ass off over her, never get over her, just, feel sorry for yourself forever and never get back out there. But when you do, they flip out. Okay? They flip out. This is why I tell you guys over and over, the best revenge for an ex-girlfriend or any ex who's dumped you is to get right back out there and find somebody younger and hotter than her. I mean, that will really burn her bridges. I mean, if the girl's even just hotter than her, great. But if she's also younger than her, oh man, it's like a double whammy, right? And it will just eat away at her. That is the best revenge. But for these women, I mean, you can't even make this up, right? I mean, it's like you breaking up with some chick that you're no longer attracted to, no longer wanting anything to do with, and then getting jealous over the fact that she's moved on, right? I mean, so much so that you even put it on social media, as this woman did, right? She's like, it's not so much that I want him back or anything. I just don't like the fact that he's moving on. Why did you divorce him, right? And obviously, I'm pretty sure that they have kids together. I mean, that's even worse, right? I always say, like, if you're married and you had kids together, you got to work that. You got to work it out. You got to work it out, right? You made that commitment, right? And if you think that, oh, well, I was young, I made a mistake. Well, now you got to pay for that mistake. And you got to stick around for your kids, because now it's no longer about you. It's about your kids, right? And there are times where you just have to sacrifice like that, right? You just have to sacrifice. I mean, even me, just with my two dogs, my animals, right? Cash stopped walking a couple years ago. And the vet had told me that, my pug Cash, who's always snoring in the coaching videos, in case you guys don't know. People are still like, who is that? Who's snoring? Ha ha ha. I'm like, that's my pug. Hello. Somebody tell this person who it is. But regardless, I mean, Cash can't walk anymore. So the doc's like, you have to be with him 24/7. Okay, you have to take him with you wherever you go. I'm like, okay, that's fine. I mean, I pretty much work from my laptop, unless I'm doing boot camp. Even then I could leave him for a few hours. But I mean, yeah, it's kind of, it's much harder to fly. It's much harder to travel. Really like going overseas is kind of out of the question right now. So I sacrifice. It's like, okay, fine. There's so much of the US I need to explore. I love road trips. I love driving. So now's the time to take advantage, right? You just make it work, right? You just make it work and you make the most of it, right? You keep a positive attitude and you make the most of it. You don't get down on yourself, become a Debbie Downer, a negative Nelly. You just man up and you make the most of it. Okay, so with this woman, she's married, been with her husband over 2 decades. Give me a break, man. You've been with this guy 23 years. It always just kind of, it always kind of surprises me that these women have so much confidence in themselves at 50 plus years old, thinking they can divorce this guy who has loved them for a quarter of a century, and get back out there on these dating apps and land themselves, another guy. I mean, not forget about even landing a Chad, but even a guy who's of equal value to her husband, thinking they could get back out there on these dating apps and find like a replacement that won't use them for just sex, that won't turn them into a side chick, that won't take advantage, like steal from them or use them for favors or rides or money or shelter, thinking that they could get back out there just arrogantly and replace this man who has been with them for, the last 23, 25 plus years, right? It's just like stunning to me. I mean, it would be different if, obviously if she was younger, she was in her 20s, maybe even 30s, or if she was some type of celebrity, right? A lot of these women are like, well, J-Lo did it. They'll point to somebody like that and it's like, well, J-Lo has millions of dollars and she has like a team of people behind her. You're not her, right? So they always use them as the example. But regardless, these women, especially over 50, I always tell them, man, just try to work it out. Don't leave your marriage, because you're going to get out there in this dating market and you're going to find out real quick that any value you had in the past, back in the day when you first married your husband, is now gone, right? You're going to be invisible to guys. Any guys that you are visible to are going to be definitely lower tier guys, lower value guys, definitely not at the level of your ex-husband. And they're not going to love you like your ex-husband did. They're not going to want to take care of you like your ex-husband did. They're not going to, these guys essentially are just going to use you, again, for sex, money, favors, shelter, you name it. Is that really what you want to, really, is it really worth divorcing your husband? No. Okay? No. Some of these women are like, well, I don't feel the magic's gone. Well, hello, you've been married for 25 years. Give me a break, right? Take a break from each other. Rediscover the magic, right? Shake things up a bit. Stop being such a pussy and make things work. If you get married, stop being a pussy and make things work. If you have kids. If you made those vows, you got to make it work. This is why I never got married, right? Will I in the future? I don't know, right? But if I do, it's going to be once. And I'm not going to, take off on that chick or leave or, hopefully don't, head for a divorce or anything like that. It's just not in the cards, right? But these women just are full confidence in themselves. They could get back out there and do whatever they want. Yeah, and then I think we had like one other video tonight where some black chick. She was like talking to a friend of hers who drove, or somebody on the platform that like drove a good man away, and now she's begging him to come back. This is the problem when you have too many options, which many of these women do, right? And I'm just gonna harp on the third clip that I shared with you tonight, because they're kind of similar to the second and third clip, where it was another woman who was saying that she's stuck because he's a good guy. She's with a good guy now, and she's saying, I feel no reason to leave, but what if he's not the guy I'm supposed to be with? So she's already having those thoughts. She's already admitting she has a good guy. This is so common with women. They will never learn. They will never learn. So in the third clip we featured tonight, very similar to the second clip, we have a woman saying that she's with a good guy and she feels no reason to leave this dude. But it's in her head. Why? Because she's bored. Why? Because this is a chick who has shiny object syndrome, right? This is a chick who is dysfunctional. This is a chick who's damaged, because only these chicks could be with a good guy who treats them well. Obviously, they are attracted to him, but is not like abusing them and putting them on this emotional roller coaster to, bring like drama into their lives, because that's what they really get off on. Women who are damaged, women who are the DG, women who are dysfunctional, they need that type of chaos in their lives, right? I've always said this. They can't be with a normal guy. They can't be with a nice guy who treats them well. Even if they're attracted to that guy, if that guy doesn't do anything abusive towards them, call them names, put them down, bully them, if he doesn't do those things, these chicks will get bored and they will start looking elsewhere. This is why I call these girls damaged, right? And most of them, hate to say it, are over 30. Yes, there are plenty of damaged women in their 20s. They haven't even hit their 30s yet, and you can usually identify them when they say things like this. Right? I'm with a good guy, but I'm just not feeling it. He treats me well. He does everything I want. He's everything you can ask for, but I'm just not feeling it. Those are the words of a damaged female. Right? And that's the problem when these girls have way too many options. They have so many options because they have so many guys, coming at them every single day, that they can afford to just let guys go and just treat them with less value. All right? Whereas guys don't have that luxury. As guys, there's that saying, women sleep with whoever they want to, or what is it? Women sleep with who they want, men sleep with who they can. Right? Essentially. So because these women have all of these options, many times they take advantage of it, and they don't see a good thing while they have it. And this is the type of chick, by the way, 10 years from now, when she starts to lose her youth and fertility, if she lets go of this guy, we are going to be covering her in the future. Because she's gonna be back on social media talking about how when she was young, I had this good guy, I let him go, and now I've been used like a doorknob. I've just been turned by each and every single guy out there, every Chad, Pookie, and Tyrone, and now I have no value. And this guy that I once had, that should have been the father of my children, that I should have married, no longer wants me. She's gonna have that sob story, and you know what? Not gonna feel sorry for her. Not gonna feel sorry for her, because I know how it happened, right? And this is why I don't feel sorry for these damaged women that we cover on my channel, because I know how it happened, right? It always follows the same progression. This is where it starts, where the girl's like, I've got this nice guy, but I don't know. I'm not sure. Yeah, well, does he treat you good? Yes. Is there anything that he does bad to you? No. What's the problem? I just don't know. Right, words of a damaged female. As always, drop your comments below. Let me know what you think of tonight's coaching video. Anything you'd like to share, anything you'd like to add, go ahead and drop them in the comments below. As always, this is M from the 33 Secrets, signing out here. Don't forget to smash the like button, smash the subscribe button, and smash that notification bell as well so that you're notified whenever I release a brand new coaching video here on the YouTube. More importantly, guys, please make sure that if you love my work, if you love what I'm teaching here, it's adding value to your life, if you want to help me out, jump into 7 months of mastery. You're going to get a ton of value out of it. This is my personal program where I teach you how to go out there and approach and close the youngest, hottest, and most beautiful looking women in the world. I'm talking about 8s, 9s, and 10s. I'm not talking about single moms, divorced single moms, damaged women over 30, women with 5 therapists. No, I'm talking about the cream of the crop, just young, attractive, beautiful, and very classic and traditional women who are not like modern women. I teach you where to find these girls, how to cold approach them, and how to bring them into your life. I have many successful students around the world now, many of which have gotten married and had children and had families. It's crazy, with women that are, that are beyond, let's say, a bit out of their league, to put it nicely, right? They were able to get women who were more attractive than they would normally have gotten if they hadn't been in mastery, and women that they probably would not have found if they had never gone through my mastery program and learned my teachings, right? So I teach you this stuff, and I teach you from a red pill perspective. I'm a professional pickup artist. I've been out there for the last 3 decades now. I've been coaching men since the 90s, so I know what I'm talking about. I know what I'm doing. I know how to find these girls. I still go out to this very day, and so I'm still fresh in the game, and you're going to learn a ton and get a ton out of value out of my 7 months of mastery program, right? And it's really easy to sign up. Well, right now it's only $1 for the entire first month of coaching lessons, so take advantage of it. All you need to do is click the link below in my description box. It will take you over to my website where you can get signed up right now. It just takes 2 seconds, so do that now, and I will see you in my next coaching video. I'm out.